Hi guys, welcome back to TV Spoilers. Today, I'm going to reveal to the audience a dramatic search for Lily. Devon must find clues and people connected to Lily at all costs in order to find evidence. Devon's public confrontation and Kane's confession. Devon publicly questions Kane about his actions, especially regarding Lily's disappearance. Cornered, Kane confesses to Phyllis that he knew more about Lily's whereabouts, but was forced to keep quiet by Victor. Devon criticizes Kane, and clues in Lily's disappearance are gradually emerging. Devon expresses deep concern about Lily's disappearance, publicly questioning Kane and Chancellor-Winters about his actions. Devon's harsh questioning in front of everyone causes Kane to panic, trying to avoid the truth about Lily. Lily's disappearance was no longer a vague void in the suffocating atmosphere of Genoa City, but a glaring crack glaring at the very foundations of power, loyalty, and relationships built on both trust and self-interest. At Chancellor-Winters, a place once considered a symbol of order, competence, and control, the atmosphere became so heavy that everyone sensed that a single misstep would cause everything to fall apart. Devon was the first to break free from the silence. His anxiety for Lily had evolved from mere suspicion or unease into an almost obsessive tension. As the more he looked at the signs around him, the more things seemed to contradict each other. Lily wasn't the type to disappear without explanation. Nor was she the type to abandon her responsibilities, leave her work unfinished, and leave those closest to her guessing about her safety. That very feeling of unease made Devon lose patience with any further vague explanations from Kane. The public confrontation unfolded not just as an emotional outburst, but as a declaration of war against all the cover-ups secretly operating behind the scenes. Devon chose not to speak privately, not to save face for Kane, and certainly not to use the gentle approach often employed to avoid escalating the situation. He confronted Kane right there in Chancellor-Winters, where everyone could see, because for him, the issue was no longer about politeness or reputation, but about Lily. Every question Devon posed carried the pressure of an older brother caught between the fear of losing a loved one and the anger of being manipulated. He not only attacked Kane's actions, but also targeted the gaps in Kane's reactions, the inexplicable delays, the evasive expressions that could no longer be justified by embarrassment. The more Devon spoke, the more he revealed the truth. He had observed Kane closely, pieced together every small clue, and concluded that Kane knew more than he admitted. Kane's reaction in that confrontation was a clear picture of someone cornered. He no longer maintained his usual composure, nor the confidence to erect a convincing facade. His panic didn't manifest as an immediate confession, but rather in his hesitations, clumsy evasiveness, attempts to steer the conversation off topic, and above all, the look of someone constantly calculating between continuing to conceal or accepting that his secret had begun to rot. In that moment, Kane wasn't just afraid of Devon. What truly terrified him was the fact that the wall of silence he had tried to maintain was being shattered from multiple sides simultaneously. Devon is merely the person directly involved, but behind Devon lies the question of Lily, the consequences if the truth comes out, the shadow of Victor, and all that Kane will lose if he makes another wrong choice. The greatest tragedy of this passage lies in the fact that the truth about Lily, which should have brought everyone together to resolve the issue, is instead transformed into a tool of power and coercion. The more Devon worries about Lily, the more fiercely he confronts the situation. The more Kane learns about Lily, the deeper he is drawn into silence. The more Phyllis understands the danger, the more trapped she becomes between speaking up or waiting for the right moment. And Victor, though not directly present in the confession, remains an invisible force, keeping everyone else on edge. This makes the story compelling not only because of the secrets it contains, but also because each character is forced to choose between conflicting values, family and power, loyalty and conscience, calmness and urgency, concealment and exposure. As clues to Lily's disappearance gradually emerge, the terrifying question is no longer where Lily is, but who is still lying, who knew beforehand, and who will be the first to break this fragile balance. Devon initiates a public confrontation, turning suspicion into undeniable pressure. Kane breaks down with a confession to Phyllis, admitting that he knew more and was forced to remain silent by Victor. Phyllis becomes a witness to a truth powerful enough to shatter family relationships. It's no longer about whether the secret will be revealed, but how it will be revealed, into whose hands it will fall, and what bigger collapse it will cause. Because once Devon realizes that Kane's silence is merely the surface of a deeper conspiracy involving Victor, the questioning at Chancellor-Winters will only be the opening salvo. And the real explosion of this war may begin the moment someone who thought they were protecting their family is called a traitor by that very family. On our TV Spoilers channel, I always seek content inspiration for each video by compiling short video clips to analyze and offer my personal opinions. This channel specializes in analyzing, theorizing, and discussing plot points in the Young and the Restless series from the perspective of a longtime fan. Through this, viewers can gain deeper, more objective, and more interesting perspectives. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest news about the Young and the Restless series.